Hey everybody, Hey Shinio48 here. I'm back with more of the individual team previews. And next in the alphabet is Bosnia-Herzegovina. Okay, so Bosnia-Herzegovina, they are in Group F with Argentina, Iran, and Nigeria. Okay, so they are in their first ever World Cup. So they kind of have the inexperienced thing playing against them, but they do have a lot of good players. The ones pretty much everyone knows are like Edin Dzeko and then Marilyn Pjanic. Uh, in their group, Group F, I don't really see them winning Group F since Argentina is probably going to do that. But it's going to be between Bosnia and Nigeria for who wins. For who wins Group F. And I think both of them play in like the second game of the group stage. Because I think on Bosnia they start with Argentina, then they play against Nigeria, then they play against Iran. Okay, to start off against Argentina, I think they're gonna try and go for the win, but I think Argentina will win anyway. But maybe if they get lucky, they may get a point out of that. Next game, that's going to be the really big game to decide who's going to finish runner-up in the group. So yeah, it'll either be Bosnia or Nigeria, whoever wins that one. And then the last one against Iran, they should beat Iran. And if they go through as runners-up, then they will face somebody from Group E, which will most likely be France, because France will probably win Group E. And I'm not sure if they can beat France. They could, but I mean, France, they are looking pretty good in the past couple of days. Like a couple of minutes ago, they just finished playing against. No, not South Africa. They played against Jamaica, and then they won 8-0. And I know everyone's going to say, well, it's Jamaica, but still, to win 8-0, that still is pretty good. So, if they get out of the group stage, I think they'll be stopped by France in the round of 16. Okay, so next country, Brazil. Brazil are in Group A with Croatia, Mexico, Cameroon. Okay, they're the host nation. They should win their group. They're probably going to look to win all three of their games and win the whole tournament. And a lot of people are saying that Brazil are going to like crumble under the pressure since they're the host nation, and then everyone wants them to win the tournament in Brazil because, in 1950 they lost the final against Uruguay, and people were really sad about that. But honestly, okay, when people say they're going to crumble under the pressure, I don't really think that's going to happen, because if you think about this, Brazil are always under pressure no matter what international tournament they play in. They're always expected to be the best team there and win the whole entire thing. And they have a lot of good players, as everyone knows. Pretty much, you could just name a whole list of really good players for Brazil. But I think that they have a really good chance of winning this World Cup if they, try their hardest and play together. And I've also heard that one thing that's really good for Brazil is that pretty much the chemistry in the Brazilian national team is pretty amazing, since if you look on YouTube, or whatever on the media, what they do when they're not playing, they're pretty much all best friends with each other. So that's something that's going to really help them. Okay, so next team is Cameroon. They're in Group A with Brazil, Mexico, and Croatia. Cameroon, it's going to be difficult for them to get out of their group. I think they have a pretty good chance, although they're just going to be kind of fighting with Croatia to finish as runners-up for this group. Their first game, I think, is against Mexico. So that's a game I think Cameroon, if they really try their hardest, then I think they can beat Mexico. Besides, Mexico are going through a lot of problems right now. Like, they're not playing to the best of their ability. They lost a couple of players to injury. So Cameroon, I think they should beat Mexico if they play their best. Next game against Croatia, that's going to be the really big deciding match. And Cameroon, I think, since it seems like Brazil may win the opening game against Croatia, I think what Cameroon should at least try to, like, at the very least get out of that game is a point. Because if they get a point, then Cameroon will have, with, like, also in addition to the win against Mexico, there'll be 4 points. Croatia will have 1, and Cameroon will only need to draw against Brazil. Easier said than done. But, that still will, like, help them. Put them in a good position for the final game against Brazil, or they could just win against Croatia and secure their place in the round of 16. And if they do go to the round of 16, I think they'll be stopped there because, well, Group B, Spain, Netherlands, Chile, Australia. It's probably going to be either Spain or Netherlands that tops the group. So, like, as much as I want, like, an African team to go to the semifinal and, make history, I don't think Cameroon, with, like, the position that they're in, will be able to do that, especially because, like, if they make it to the round of 16, they're probably going to be stopped by Spain or the Netherlands. Okay, next team, Chile. Chile, are in Group B with Spain, Netherlands, and Australia. Obviously this is going to be kind of a difficult group for them since, I would say that they're like the underdogs in this group since Spain and Netherlands are the favorites to go through. Chile, I think they can do it. Actually, I don't know, like, who they're playing first, but okay, one thing is, if Chile are going to go through, Australia is a must-win. That's, like, one thing that I know. Yeah, Australia is a must-win for them. Netherlands, they're going to have to... I don't know if a point will work for them, because then Spain, I think they may lose against Spain. Since they have been, like, a little weak defensively. But I think the big games for Chile is against Australia and the Netherlands. Those are games that they really need to get good results in if they want to make it through as at least runners-up. And if they do go runners-up, since, to be honest, like, with the other teams in the group, I don't really see them topping the group. So with the other teams in there, they'll probably finish runners-up. They'll probably face Brazil in the round of 16. And knowing Brazil and the pressure, I don't think Chile will be able to beat Brazil. Brazil's not going to allow themselves to, like, lose, especially as early in the round of 16. So, once again, Chile, it's unfortunate that they're put in this position. But, hopefully if they try, then they can get to the next round. Okay, the next team, I think the next team is Colombia, I guess. I didn't really look what was the next team because I didn't think I was going to do more than 4 teams. Okay, so Colombia are in Group C with Greece, Ivory Coast, or should I say Côte d'Ivoire, and Japan. So their group, it looks manageable. Obviously, one problem for Colombia is that we all know that they lost Falcao for the tournament since Falcao got injured early, like I think it was in January or February, sometime around that, and he hasn't been able to recover. So obviously that is a big loss for them since Falcao did play a big part in their qualification process. But I think that it's still manageable, and even though they did have a couple problems in the warm-ups, like they took a 2-0 lead against Senegal, and then they lost the 2-0 lead, and then the match ended 2-2. So there was a bit of defensive issues there, and yeah, a lot of people said that they're pretty good offensively, but defensively, there's problems, but I think that they kind of ended the warm-ups on a good note with like a 3-0 win, I think, against Jordan. But once again, it's Jordan, and the level of opposition that they're gonna face at the World Cup is gonna be much higher than that. So the first game, I think, is gonna be against Greece. That I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be a must-win for them. Yeah, they probably should win that. And then the next game is against the Ivory Coast. That's going to be a bit difficult for Colombia since Ivory Coast are a really good team. I won't be surprised if that ends in a draw, but all I know is that game's going to be pretty close, and that may even decide who will win the group. And then the last match against Japan. I mean, Japan is still a hard team. Like, even though they like struggle every now and then, if you see Japan at their best, then when Japan play at their best, they're like pretty good. Like, look at Honda's goal against the Netherlands that they played in a friendly like earlier this year. It was a really good goal. Okay, so I think I may have time to quickly do another one. The next team is... Oh wait, I didn't even finish Colombia saying if they got past. Okay, so if they go past and get if they win the group or get runner-up, they'll either play, I'd say, yeah, maybe England or Italy from Group D. So, or maybe even Uruguay, but maybe they could win and advance to the quarterfinals. But I think if they go to the quarterfinals, they may play Brazil, and once again, Brazil, they're not going to allow themselves to lose. Okay, so next team, Costa Rica. Costa Rica are in Group D with Uruguay, England, and Italy. I'm going to be honest, since I think they lost one of their strikers, like Saborio or something like that, like his name, whatever. But to be honest, I really don't see them winning, like getting anywhere in their group. If they finish runners up, then like that'll be a miracle for them. But I still think it's gonna be way too hard. Yeah, I don't really see them getting anywhere. Okay, and then that's almost 13 minutes into this video, so I guess I'm going to stop this video there. Well, then also extra thing with Costa Rica, if they're advanced to the round of 16, I still think that they're going to get knocked out. But it's going to be hard enough getting out of the group stage. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this video. And please like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Twitter at HaitianHero48. Stay tuned for more individual team previews. I'll be sure to get them up as soon as I can. And bye.